If you've been feeling like you have something to offer to the world, if you feel like you are greater than your current circumstances, if you feel like you have so much potential in you and you're just waiting for it to bloom in your life, I think you're exactly who I need to speak to today. If you've touched upon any self-development conversations so far, you might have heard the notion that your perfect day starts with the perfect night routine. And I kind of want to touch upon that, but in the grander scheme of things in your life right now, where the perfect new year starts with the perfect ending of the last one. And so if you've been feeling like there is so much more to me that I have to offer to the world, and you feel like you're just on the cusp of your potential and you just need that last push, like you're kind of almost there, like if you just continued to persist, that everything that you wanted would just be right around the corner. I feel like this energy is really prominent in the air right now. And so I want to talk about this last stretch of this year, because I feel like what we hone in on in this last part of the year is really going to set us up for the new year, and just this really charged energy to start the new year in the exact way and energy that we want to manifest in. So we have come to the last quarter of the year. We are at this last push, the last stretch, as I've been thinking about it. If you're here right now, this video is definitely meant for you. I think we are on the same frequency, and that means that you are feeling this charged energy that I'm feeling right now as well, of wanting to give this final stretch of the year like all of what you've got, everything that you set out that you wanted to do. Just because there's only 2 months left of the year does not mean that this is the time to kind of be taking the back seat, or to use it as a scapegoat to be like, oh, well, I didn't get it done this year, and so now I'm just gonna have to try again next year. I feel like that is exactly the mentality that I'm talking about like how your night ends is how your morning begins. You can use this time left of the year as your prep time to almost experiment what it would be like to really be the person that you've been saying that you want to become. If you really want that reset and to start again in January, now is the time to be like, okay, let me tweak the little details of what I enjoy about it. Let's say you want to get a six-pack. Okay, like let me see what kind of workout routines work best for me, so that come January, I already have that set system in place of like what I want to accomplish and how I can set myself up in the most optimal way to accomplish it. I really feel like when you strive to obtain your goals, it can't be just one big sprint and then when you get there, you get there. I feel like it is a lifestyle change, and that is really what I want to inch us closer towards, because trying to be the person that you want to be isn't a one-time thing. It's not like, okay, today I'm gonna work out, today I'm going to do my homework, do my studying, get my content in, and then I'm gonna get it all done in this one go, and then I'll just have it, right? It really is this shift in your mentality, in your mindset, in the way that you move in life. And so I really want us to set ourselves up to mold into that person that we're trying to be now more than ever. If you feel like this whole year just slipped by you and you feel like you don't even know what happened, you blinked, and then all of a sudden we're in November, because a part of me definitely feels like that. There's no better time to get to it than now. You've heard the saying of the best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago, the next best time is now, something like that. The next best time is now. Like, this is your calling to do it now. The things that you've been saying you want to do, the person that you've been saying you want to be, what better time than now to reset, come back to yourself, and try again. And so I am calling this period of time the last stretch. This is going to be the last stretch, the last push of trying to hone in on the mentality of who you're trying to be before you become that person. So speaking of being that person, being your ideal self, being the self that you want to be for the coming year, what does that look like? Have you actually taken the moment to stop and ask yourself, like, who am I trying to be? I know that in this new year, I want to be even better and even greater of a version of myself, or even more high achieving. I want to earn X amount. I want to be some level of fitness. Who Who are you trying to be? Have you actually taken the time to map out who that is? This conversation has taken a turn now because I actually wanted to talk about this prep time that we're in right now, but I will deviate a little bit to speak upon this because I do feel like it's a very important factor of like knowing what your target is. Where are you trying to go? I'm a very, very big advocate in that. I think that's just like the way that my mind works. But before you even start moving towards implementing what you're trying to do, you might want to figure out, where am I trying to go? What is the aim? What's the end goal here? I think that changes all the time, right? When you reach that post, you'll always have the next thing that you want to be or the next thing that you want to accomplish, but one step at a time. I think that that part really trips me up because it's like you have all these grand plans for yourself. You know you can contribute so much to this life and be this greatest version of you in this lifetime, and then it could get really overwhelming. I want to be this person over here, but right now I'm over here, and so how can I even get there? And then sometimes that can get really daunting of feeling like you're so far from who you want to be, but you know it's inside you. So in that sense, let's take it one step at a time. What is the exact next step that you can do to just make yourself 1% better tomorrow, today? Actually, today. What could you do today? You're watching this video right now, right? Why wait? You've waited all year, then you're going to wait for the next year to be that person. But that person is not waiting on their goals. That person is not waiting to just suddenly happen upon the version of their life that they know they can achieve. That person is already embodying the skill sets and the mindsets that is required to create your dream life. Hi everyone, I'm pixienix and I am here to try and elevate all of our lives. And if you are a creative especially, I really want to talk to you because I love all things content and I love the content game and I love the way of being an artist. And I think I'm so in the depths of it that I can very much resonate with what some of you guys might be going through right now of feeling like you're ready for it to be your time. If you've been asking yourself, when is it going to be my turn? We are on the same page because I feel like that voice has been getting louder and louder. At the same time, I do also believe that that voice is there for a reason. The question might sound like, when is it going to be my turn? But what it really is asking, when are you going to stand up? When are you going to take up space in the room? When are you going to allow yourself to finally be the person that you're trying to be? When are you going to take action? When are you going to post that video, post that photo, post that piece of content that could bring you to the next step? And the thing is, if you feel like you haven't seen it manifest in your 3D reality right now, that is also okay because you've been doing the hard work. Even if it is internal work that you've been working on, that is still work. That doesn't mean that you've just been sitting and you've been lazy. You're not lazy. You've been building. I was trying to sort this in my head recently. When you're on social media and your career path, your desires is to blow up on social media in one way or another, you're constantly getting so fed by other people's highlights, right? The highlight reels of their life. And that very much could be authentic. It could not be. That's so beyond the point. The point is that that's their life. That's not where you are right now, and that is okay. That has to be okay, because if you're constantly looking at someone else and being like, I'm not there yet, I'm not there yet, I'm not there yet, and then you're looking at your life and being like, okay, well, I'm just here, the measly here, you are never going to be able to embody the strength, that mentality that you need to be your dream self, because your dream self is not looking at other people. Your dream self is not worried about other people. It's not worried about what they're saying and what they're doing and then comparing yourself. And I think I've been having such a noise in my head about that exact situation where I know what I'm doing, but it doesn't look like what everyone else is doing. And so therefore it doesn't feel validated. And perhaps you are going through this too. And so I want to give you some insight on what I've been having conversations about lately, because I was having this, I suppose we'll call it what it is, this comparison issue, right? And I was talking to ChatGPT, and then I'll talk about like the real people, the real conversations that I had about this as well. But first thing is that ChatGPT was like, right now you're looking at other people's highlight phases, but you are in your building phase. For whatever reason, that really stuck with me. I think perhaps it was like the being able to label what I'm going through now. The phase that I'm in right now is the building phase. And so if you feel like you are in your building phase where you are doing so much stuff on the back end and no one gets to see it, and therefore you don't get this validation that you get to see on social media so often and so frequently, that is okay, because everyone has a building phase before they bloom. And I like the saying of move in silence, because I feel like that is where I've been. And so maybe on my social media, even on my channel, it looks like I've just, like, where have I been? Why have I not been posting, right? I've been moving in silence. And so have you. Whether that means you are going to your 9 to 5 because you are trying to make more money, save more money. Maybe that means you are learning what it means to cook for yourself for the first time. Maybe that means learning how to socialize again as an adult. All of these things are like building blocks that contribute to becoming the person that you want to be. And so maybe this phase of your life right now is the move in silence phase, is the building phase, is the phase that no one gets to see. And so you don't really feel like you get that pat on the back that you might get as a reward from posting on social media, right? But we'll get there. The key word here is yet. That just reminds me of that meme video of like that interview. I think it was like Drew Barrymore and someone else. Wait, who was it? It was like Meghan Markle. Yet. Becoming yet. No, but it's true though. You are becoming that person, and if you're not that person, you're not that person yet. You're not in that lifestyle yet, right? Oh my god, I can't stop hearing the meme now. And I was talking to my friends lately who are also creatives in their own way. One person is an entrepreneur, another person is a musical artist. I was just speaking to this fashion influencer yesterday. One thing in common that they all said, which you already know to be true, and I will reiterate once more, is that you are on your own path. I think hearing the quote, comparison is the thief of joy, is very triggering to me, because it's one of those things where you know it. Like, you're like, I know I shouldn't compare. I know I shouldn't be. You know it, and yet you can't help but feel it. And I think that's totally okay as well, just as long as you don't get drowned in that noise, just as long as it doesn't sway you from building, from doing what you are meant to do. And when I say doing what you are meant to be doing, I mean that in not just like the ABC steps that you need to do to get to where you want to be, but also in the very almost ethereal sense of your purpose in life. You ever get that feeling, that spark of like, oh my god, that would be so fascinating to do. Oh, I really love that idea. I just want to do it. This video has literally come from that feeling. I woke up this morning. I did not know that I was going to film this today. There was no prep involved. I woke up and I was like, you know what I really want to do? I really want to film this video. I really want to have this conversation with whoever you are on the end of it, because I feel like you need to hear it and I need to say it. And this is what I was meant to be doing today. And so as long as the outside noise doesn't deter you from what you need to be doing today, what you need to be doing for your life in this lifetime, whether that is to make a video, whether that means to go out and learn a new skill set, to go speak to the person that you've been thinking about on the top of your head, and you're like, oh, I really feel like I should reach out to them. I feel like that'd be a really nice conversation. I feel like I would like to be friends with them. Maybe that is what you need to do. Maybe that is what you are meant to be doing. If you're creative and you want to create content and you don't know how to get started with all the editing, I am currently creating a mobile editing course. It's so close to being done. I've really put all of my energy, my heart and soul into this. That is what I've been building on the back end. And I'm trying to put everything, all of my knowledge that I have about editing into this one place that all of you guys can have, so that by the end of the course, you'll have all the skills that you need to set yourself up to be the best creator that you can be. So if you want to join the community and get updates, you can click on the link down below. If you've never read The Creative Act by Rick Rubin, I highly, highly, highly recommend it, because every time that I come back to that book, it feels really empowering, because it reminds you that art is both personal and for sharing. It's kind of a bit counterintuitive to think of it that way, but something I really love taking away from that book time and time again is just remembering just how powerful your individual creation is. I love that it constantly reminds you that the outside recognition is so secondary to exactly how spiritual the process of creating art is. I hope that makes sense. Let me articulate that a little bit better. When you create, no matter what it is, whether it is creating a piece of content, a song, a meal, there's such a divinity, if I might say so myself, that comes with the creation itself. And when you're able to connect with that feeling, I think that is what people call flow. And so all of the outside noise, the accolades that you might get, the vanity metrics has been also a very key word in my conversations lately, that come with the creation, all comes very secondary to that. And I personally believe that if you are in the state of flow with your work, or just in flow in general with the work that you do, all of that comes through naturally. Because when you create, you are emanating this level of frequency into the world, and when you share it, whoever is receiving it is receptive to that energy as well, and therefore you are vibrating on the same frequency. And that's probably why you're here too, watching this video. And actually, I just was reading this page from it. I really wanted to read this book slowly, because every time I read a chapter, every time I read a quote from it, I just feel like it's just so profound. I highly recommend it. If you're here on my channel, you're a creative, like, go read it if you haven't yet, but I will read one part of it. We share our filter, our way of seeing, in order to spark an echo in others. Art is a reverberation of an impermanent life. Michelangelo's David, the first cave paintings, a child's finger paint landscapes, they all echo the same human cry. Like graffiti scrawled in a bathroom stall, I was here. So don't be afraid to go and make your mark in the world. The fashion influencer I was speaking to yesterday, it was such a lovely conversation I had with her, because one thing that she said that was so validating to me was, you can have it all. And I've been wrestling with that concept and those exact lines for years and years and years. In fact, my old roommate just sent me this picture of this quote that I had written on my little like blackboard in my room before, and it was about, I can do it all, I can have it all. And there are some people who will tell you that no, you can't. Some people will tell you like, no, it's impossible, like you need to pick one thing, you need to pick one niche, you need to narrow yourself down. And I don't like being pigeonholed, and I'm sure neither do you. And so I want you to not be afraid to go out and experiment, and not be afraid to try and endeavor on this pursuit of yours of becoming this dream self. And if you don't know what that looks like, go out and try something. Do anything that sparks. Don't forget to play and have fun with it. And you don't have to take it so seriously all the time. And I feel like that is where today comes in. This is my version of taking the pressure off and just having a genuine conversation with you guys. And hopefully it resonates, and hopefully you guys can take away something from it. Please let me know in the comments if you do, which part resonates. I would love to hear that and have a genuine conversation with you guys over there. So give this video a like if it has helped you. Let me know if we should have more of these conversations, because I would absolutely love to. This feels like my genuine calling, and go create a life that you're proud of. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.